not the ones.
Coming to you live from our brand new studio
is episode 1, the pilot.
The pilot.
We in the pilot now. Now, should we tell the people what went wrong?
I think we should be honest.
We should
here,
be
guys.
perfectly authentic.
This is not the first time we're recording the pilot. It's not the first time we're sitting here and saying,
"Hi, what's up? How are you?"
So what did we do wrong, Sarah? Tell the people.
What did we do wrong?
I mean, it was okay. I will take responsibility for it. She didn't remind me. We didn't think. Neither of us thought of it, but I will take the.
You're acting like we're married and I'm your husband.
You're telling me.
Actually, girl, I don't even know. But yeah, we started recording and it stopped. And we were on a roll too.
We were doing so well. The footage that we do have it's sad.
It was like, I'm a runner, I'm a track star. I was talking out of my butt, but it was good. It was in a good way.
It was good. But the card was full, and I did not bring a backup card.
So we just
we tried so hard. We tried so hard. I was deleting stuff out, like everything, to try to get this.
We were so tired too
And
by the end of
it. The card was too full. So this time we have 3 cameras. 2 really crappy ones and one, the good one.
One from like the 90s. Like, it's my dad's camera. It might run out of battery.
That's a bad one. One that I got when I was like probably 8. And it's not a good camera. And then, you know, the good one that hopefully doesn't run out.
Yeah. Crossing our fingers. If it does, we did establish we will have a co-mental breakdown together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think if it does,
we're both going to the loony bin.
I don't know what we'll do. We'll
Girls
have to come up with a backup plan. If all of these cameras fail, we have 3 of them, guys. If all of them fail, I think it's just a sign that we are not the ones.
We are not the ones.
We are not the ones to be doing this. So
we are not the ones in or out of our show. All right. Before we get started, we've got outfits on today.
We have some good
We got the
outfits.
fits. Do you want to stand up and give us a little look-see?
So, we have a jumpsuit on today.
Very
from the
70s vibe.
thrift store. I love it. I've been waiting probably
She's
a year
been
to wear it. Like a year. I'm not even kidding you.
We literally
I've been waiting
planned
so long.
a spirit week just so
I could wear this.
Yeah. It was all for Ella.
Yeah, basically, if we weren't going to have this spirit day, I was going to cry. Anyway, shoes from a clearance rack at JCPenney's, I think.
Because we're poor.
And I think I got them for like $8. They were originally like $80.
Wow.
It was a clearance rack.
You best hope the shoes don't just like, you're walking and you're like, oh.
They were originally like $80 though, so good steal. And then of course a leather jacket. Yes.
So we got the pants from, again, a shady website I don't care to mention.
Oh.
The necklace, again, from a boy I don't care to mention. I just steal boys' jewelry. That's like a thing.
It's cute though.
I love this chain. And we got the vest from the thrift store. Ella was there with me and I just picked it up. I was picking up
She was picking up so many things.
I had like a
she was like, do I need this?
I have a problem. Anyway.
I mean, I was encouraging her, so it
that's
wasn't
true.
that good.
You were not saying like, "Hey, Sarah,
Stop.
debt is a debt
You
is
don't
a
have
thing."
any money anyway, so stop.
And the shoes are from my mom, but yeah, I'm in love with this vest, even though it's like a large men's.
It's
like,
cute
vest.
though.
It's very cute. Feels nice. Yeah, I think I surprised and shocked many people. Many people fell in love with me today.
They all were rejected.
Just a normal Friday.
There's a lot of people crying in the hallways right now because Sarah rejected them.
There's a lineup.
You know
of
who you
suitors.
are.
You know who you are. I'm calling you out right now. I don't have any
Alright.
names to call out. It's just everyone.
We won't do any.
And we've got little drinks here again.
What you drinking?
So, we have the Bee's Knees drink. It was a prohibition drink. Obviously, it does not have any alcohol in it. We
no
are
alcohol.
underage. And
We're in school, we're underage,
we're good
we don't
people.
drink.
Yes,
Yes.
so it's It's 2 to 3 ounces ginger ale in place of you know what, and then it has like a zesty twist, and then 2 ounces honey, and then equal parts lemon, equal parts delicious.
Yes.
Let's take a sip.
You could also, instead of ginger ale, use seltzer or maybe something else. Maybe you want to jazz it up.
Who knows? We don't control anyone. Everyone has free will. And this was made by our lovely production assistant, Tommy. Thank you to Tommy. Claps for that. We're going to show you a little clip of Tommy just doing their thing.
Doing their thing.
Yes.
Tommy Selby. I'm a Michelin star chef. I have a Nobel Peace Prize for my lemon cultivation. I don't know what I'm saying. I focus on the giraffe. He's my assistant. He thinks he's good. He ain't though.
Making the drinks. Tommy making the drinks. Tommy making the drinks. Error. Very
Staying in.
very hype beast mode of us.
All right.
And
So,
let's just get down to it. What's happening in today's episode?
well, first of all, we're going to talk about us a little bit because we are very interesting people.
We're so
And-
interesting.
Some of you might not know who we are or how we operate,
But
but we're going to tell you.
2 sides of a very different coin, I call us. Because sometimes we're on the same page, and sometimes it's like, who are you? Do I
Who
know
are
you? Hello?
Sarah Henry? I don't even know her.
I look Laura. I love saying your name like that. Yeah, but we're gonna talk about us. Then women, just women. Why they've been mad? Why are they mad? We're
Why are
gonna
they mad?
find out, and we'll tell you.
Yeah.
We'll tell you straight
We'll
up.
tell you all the juicy details.
Yeah.
Because we are women.
We are indeed women. If you did not already know, that is what we are. What else are we talking about?
After that, we're actually going to send our favorite crewmen out to the streets to ask some pretty interesting questions.
We've got a big cast and crew here, guys.
Yeah.
I know if you've been following our journey on Instagram, I'm gonna plug that in here, hopefully on the screen. You'll know that we
have some crewmen.
We've got some crewmen, and we've got a big operation going down
Yeah,
here.
but-
It's definitely not just us.
No, it's not. We have a big crew. Tim and Alan are actually going to be
Tim
doing
and
the
Alan.
questions. Yeah.
Alan, what's his name? Spaghetti?
Alan Spaghetti and Tim Relish.
Tim Relish. I love them. They're my
They-
favorite
yeah,
boys.
They're really good.
Very respectful men. And after that, we're just gonna talk about friends, family, maybe a little kiss. And we're talking about relationships, and we're gonna get into,
All that gross stuff.
all that gross stuff
And
that
the
we
good
both
stuff.
hate. And the good stuff. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's good. Like us, we're the best.
We are the best.
We are perfect. Nothing is wrong with us. Tell your friends.
If someone tells you otherwise,
Dead silence. Look at them and go. And then we'll play scary music over that. Dun, dun, dun. But yeah, we're gonna talk about relationships, get into that, maybe get into a few personal stories. But first, let's describe each other.
Right.
Because the people don't know us yet. We don't
No.
have, an established audience just yet. We will.
I mean,
We're taking this to the top.
We're taking it all the way to the top.
Exactly. So Ella. Let me describe Ella.
Ooh.
Ella is a dark, twisted individual.
Wow,
with
I'm
so many
flattered.
problems. No, I'm kidding.
So
Ella, but she is very dark and twisted between you and me. That's what you want people to think.
okay, are we fighting already? Oh my
This
God,
is the
we are
episode where we
married
fight.
couple.
We are. So Ella's like kind of dark and twisted, very into, mystery novels, murder shows. I don't know how else to say that. They're murder shows.
They
Criminal
are.
Minds.
I find it fascinating what people are capable of.
Mhm.
That's it. I would never kill anyone. I would never experiment with any of that.
You heard it here first. Ella would never kill anyone.
No, I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. A lot of people think that I would. I would not.
You've got
But I
this
find
death
it-
stare that's really like, wow. Like, maybe I shouldn't mess with her.
Yeah, I've perfected it over the years. It's one of my best
Mhm.
qualities. But I find it interesting
Here's my
what
death
people are
stare.
capable of.
Here's my death stare. Uh-huh. I can't be serious for the life of me. Which is why I think we balance each other a lot. You're very kind. You're like very loyal to a T. Like it's a scary kind of loyal, but still it's there. Very good friend. Artistic. She's the whole package. And I often describe your like aesthetic and entire personality as like caffeine addicted detective.
She made a whole Pinterest board of it.
When I was bored, I made a Pinterest board.
So Sarah, dancing queen. When I think of Sarah, honestly, disco.
Yeah.
I will explain.
I'm a disco
Big-
Bahana person.
Shiny, colorful, high energy, big light.
High energy when I feel like it. Y'all don't see me at home.
Yeah.
I just be a blob at home. But
But even as a blob.
even as a blob.
Shiny, big colors. She's very good at writing. Very good at writing.
I hate compliments.
She's pretty artistic too.
Yeah.
Again, good friend. Very good friend.
I try. I'm like, let me hate myself.
Okay, good friend to others, maybe not herself.
True.
Good friend to others.
Me and myself have like a very
Unless you make her
toxic
upset, if you make her
Yeah.
upset, she.
I think that's everyone. Like, don't be mean to me.
No,
Please
but
don't be mean
she
to
has
me.
a face too. I'm not the only one that has a scary face. Sarah as well has a scary face. She'll be
Maybe
like,
you'll see it one day. That's not it. I was looking. We took like pictures for a promo for the show, and I was looking at one of the pictures where I was trying to do like the cute but like stoic face, and I just look like I was doing it with the phone, and we have like a prop phone, and I picked up the phone, and in the picture I'm just like, I look like someone kicked my dog. I look so upset. So like, but you never know what your own face looks like, when you're
No,
angry.
that's true.
That's so true. And before we get into like our main portion of the show, we've got to update the people. What are we into right now? So many things.
Murder, horror.
I mean, you know what it is.
A lot of Marvel stuff, both of us.
I'm excited for the episode that's coming out today when we're filming
Falcon
this.
and the Winter Soldier,
Falcon
the
and
last
Winter Soldier.
episode.
My favorite show right now. Everyone in that show is so hot by panic, but it's also just an amazing show. Even if you're not a Marvel fan, go
It's
check
really
it out.
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really reading any. I'm reading like multiple books right now, but I'm reading The Cat's Cradle by Kurt Vonnegut. It's offensive, but in a funny way. So I'm excited about that. What are some things that have changed us? Let's get into the deep stuff.
Man, changed us.
That spider I saw on the deck.
Okay, this spider was weird. We crushed it and some chocolate milk came out of it.
It was
It
it
was
did
weird.
not had no blood.
It was
only
brown.
choco milk,
It
and
It was really weird.
it like spread, and like Ella's the person who kills the spiders or like just like ushers them
Doesn't care,
along,
yeah.
and I'm the person who stands on multiple pieces of furniture trying to get away from the spider. So
It's a little over dramatic sometimes.
sometimes that's how I exist, darling. But yeah, I had to like teeter-totter away from it. And that wasn't fun. That was kind of the day that we were coming up with the ideas for this show.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fun. All right. Well, if we're if we're done with that, why don't we get into what we really care
real
about, which
stuff.
is ourselves, but also other women. We love women.
Women.
Since the dawn of time, since women, slipped on out, they've been mad, and we kind of wanted to delve into why. We have like an entire list
Why that might be.
of why that might be.
Some people might not understand why women are so mad, but they have good
They
reasons.
have so many good
They have
reasons.
so many good reasons.
Yeah, and I think that this year, honestly, has been sort of the peak of misogyny for me, because not only just because I've experienced it this year, but I've also become more educated to it. And,
oh yeah, 100%.
And now, as I'm looking back on like my middle school years, my younger years, I'm like, oh, that was sexist. You just have those moments where you wake up in the night and you're like, that was traumatic.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff that when I was younger, you don't realize it. You're young, you're dumb, and now it's like, oh, certain situations were bad, and
Yeah.
they were not good.
And you're like, oh,
Or-
that was messed up.
Mhm.
And it's so interesting because like all women should be educated, obviously, but like with that becomes this like awakening to sort of like messed up stuff that used to happen to you. And that happens a lot in school, and you don't even realize it, because I used to think I had like this kind of okay school experience. I didn't. Like now that I look back on it, there were a lot of moments where I was like, oh, that's sort of messed up, and I felt unsafe.
Yeah, you've always heard these stories of like really bad things happening to other girls in like other schools or just
And you think
anywhere
that's
else.
them.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm so lucky, like nothing has happened to me. I go to this great school where nothing like that happens. But now I look back and I'm like, oh, maybe it wasn't, that bad, but it still counts. And
Yeah.
it's still an issue.
And those microaggressions, especially when, you're maybe not a cis woman, or you're a woman of color, or, women in general, every woman has gone through those small things that are uncomfortable and don't really make sense, like getting dress coded when like a sliver of your stomach is showing. That happened to me. I went home and like cried about it, but the next day I was like, give me a beat. I was like, I'm fine.
Dress coding is one of the worst things that can happen to you.
It really is.
It's so humiliating, and it just ruins your whole day, and
Stop
probably
it.
more than your whole day. I mean,
Yeah.
still to this day, I'm like, is someone gonna say something to me because I'm not wearing a turtleneck,
Yeah.
or I'm not wearing pants down to my ankles?
Yeah. I still think about it when I get dressed in the morning. I'm like, am I wearing something that might be perceived as too revealing? And that sucks, because then again, you're mostly thinking about the male gaze. Like, is this going to make a man want to hurt me? And that's how like microaggressions feed into this bigger problem of men threatening women and women's lives being in danger. And even when it comes from other women, because that was what was happening to me a lot, like the women in my school, wherever I was, were like, oh, you're not supposed to be wearing this, or this is too revealing, or, you're just not allowed to do this, this, and that, because you might distract the boys. And it's like, this is more distracting, you calling me out in front of people and being like...
Yeah, that's when everyone notices, and that's when it
Shoulder.
becomes a distraction, when
Yeah.
the teacher's like put a shirt on, your shirt is too low, and stops the entire class.
Mm-hmm.
Because then everyone's looking at you, and the whole class gets interrupted, and that's when it becomes a whole big distraction and a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So if no one pointed it out, it wouldn't be a problem.
It cripples your self-esteem too, because I know I have body issues, I have, self-esteem issues, obviously, like everyone does, but I know a lot of girls where they have it even worse than I do, because maybe they're plus-sized, or they don't have, like, the normal standard body. And that sort of thing where it's like, if you have a certain body type, you just feel wrong, that's gonna stick with you forever. That's gonna be like straight ticket to therapy, and yeah, that sucks. And we're gonna get into self-love later, but like it's so hard to do that when everyone around you is like, you shouldn't love yourself the way you are.
Yeah.
You gotta change.
Because once someone says something about what you're wearing, say your shirt is too low, and they're like, you shouldn't wear shirts that are that low. Well, then you go home and you're like, do I not look good here?
Yeah.
Should I be self-conscious about this area?
So many new
And you
insecurities
shouldn't
unlocked.
be. You should not be.
Exactly.
Or like wearing shorts that, someone finds that are too short. It's like, well, should I go home and be self-conscious about my thighs? Or like,
Yeah.
no, you shouldn't.
People don't realize. It's also like, a lot of the time, teachers are doing this to protect us from the male side of the species.
Hi guys.
Are they watching this? Do you think the boys are
They've
watching?
clicked off by now.
They've clicked off by now.
Hey, if you're a guy and you're still here,
we love you.
good job. You're one of the good ones.
Good job, King. Go on. But yeah, it's oftentimes so we don't distract the male species, and that just leaves a door open for, male violence against women, because you often hear, like, when men abuse women, it's like, oh, what were you wearing? What were you doing to invite that to yourself? And it's like, hey, how about men, ask if they can be in my personal bubble? How about men are more polite and just, control themselves?
You can be out anywhere, and just the fear of something happening.
Yeah, we were talking about those videos on TikTok where this girl shows you how to like leap to your car so you don't get slashed. Because like men hide under cars apparently. There are like so many dangers I've been awoken to this year. Like I turned 18 and suddenly the world was like, here's what men will do to hurt you.
Oh yeah, and I saw this, I was watching this video, this YouTuber talking about people leaving empty car seats on the side of the road and kind of covering, so women have that instinct to stop and make sure a kid isn't in there, and while they're checking, they come up behind them and kidnap them or do whatever they're going to do to them.
And
but that's insane. That
it's
you
insane
have
we
to,
have to think about that.
Exactly.
That's always, and I think that's something that men don't get. We always have this internal like alarm in our head where, I mean, men of color obviously get that, but they don't get it to the extent of like other abuses, where we have this internal alarm of like, who's following me right now? Am I wearing something that won't make someone notice me? And that's really hard. I read that let me see, 1 in 20 women in Uganda are likely to get abused at school or outside of it. And why? Why is that? And I think, again, going back to the microaggressions, that is the biggest contributor. And people don't realize that. People think, oh, you're being too sensitive when a guy says, maybe a risque joke, or when you get dress coded, it's like, oh, you're being too sensitive, that was just about your clothes. But it's obviously contributing to this bigger problem that women are the ones being wrong. You know what I mean?
But also, it's not just about your clothes, because your clothes are a part of your personality.
Yeah.
So saying that there's something wrong with your clothes, it's like saying that there's something wrong with your personality or a piece of you. Because if you don't like a shirt, you're not going to wear it. So that's something that you don't like.
Yeah.
But if you do, and then someone's like, oh, that's too low or that's too short,
I know.
you know, that really hurts.
It also, I think it's those things, those like little offhand things that are said to us, said to other women, I think that's like a big factor in sort of male dominance, even when, and male dominance is a factor in male aggression, and male aggression leads to, you know, it's like this whole circle. But even when like a man or, you know, a boy talks, we're in school, talks, there are still boys here. They're still little boys.
Yeah.
No offense. When, you know, a guy talks over me in class when I'm trying to make a point, or in a club situation when I'm trying to lead or delegate, when they talk over me, let's not, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
We together all the time. But, you know, that really sets the standard of I'm a man and you are a woman. And like, you gotta know, you have to know those things.
Yeah, and those are tiny things that they always push aside because it's not a huge, like, oh, I'm going to take you to court over this.
But imagine if I did that, I would do that.
But it still matters, you know, them saying a joke or talking over you in class.
Yeah.
Or just little things like that even we sometimes skip over and don't realize.
Mm-hmm.
They still matter, but they're overlooked a lot because they're not, you know, no one's going to jail over it or anything.
Yeah. Maybe they should. Jail all men, 2021.
Next time a guy talks over me,
next time
I'm
on We Are
taking
Not
you
the
to court.
Ones. Next time on We Are Not the Ones, we take men to jail. And I think to sort of fix the problem, we need to start having more conversations, not just with men. You not only need to listen to us, maybe, to like avoid this violence against women. I think you also have to have conversations within, you know, women, like, and not just conversations between, you know, some women and other women, because I feel like there's a really big divide with women right now. Like, white women are having their moment and they're like, hey, girl boss, and then every other marginalized group is sort of like, whether you're disabled or, you know, Black, Asian, Latinx, Latina, you're sort of left out of that conversation. But we do still have that common thing.
Yeah.
We're all scared, and I think it's worth listening to each other about this, because while, you know, a threat to your life is a threat to your life, it's a bigger threat for me, and so on and so forth, for like maybe trans women,
well, that's
or
the thing,
non-binary.
like, women
Yeah.
is, like, we are a group, but there are groups in that group.
Mm-hmm.
And it's different for all of us, but it is the same, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That sounded ridiculous, but
and
if you know, you know.
If
Like,
you know,
it's
Go
the
read a
same for
book.
all of us, but it's also different.
yeah, it's like we're all trying to fight hostile sexism, which is, you know, the violence, benevolent sexism, which is about, you know, the wage gap, and ambivalent sexism, which is sort of the microaggressions, the small things that we may not even notice. We're all trying to fight those things, but at different levels.
Yeah.
And it's so cheesy to say because, like, it's been made into a meme, but, like, girls need to support girls, whoever you are. And you still have women out there who are sort of like, what do you mean? Men are fine. Or like,
Yeah.
the pick-me's of the world, you know?
And you know,
a
that's
couple.
great for you.
I'm glad you're
You
okay.
think that,
but
you know, if you've never
Yeah.
had a problem, that's great for you. But
all
it's
of us
not
are
for
o-
that. It's not
all of
not
us
like
are
that
over
for
here
everyone.
struggling. Can you please help? It's sort of like, you know, I heard this metaphor that, like, the patriarchy is like a shoe on women's necks, and, you know, pygmies and, you know, white women who are sort of oblivious to the problems that are happening and oblivious to intersexual intersectional feminism, they're sort of like, they have the shoe on their neck, but they're like, this is fine.
Yeah,
I'm cool with this. And man, it's tough.
it's a crazy world we live in.
Good thing we have each other. Ding. Men. Ew.
Ew.
No. So we're going to be talking about relationships for this talk, and
love, relationships.
sort of just what we've been thinking about that, because so far, we've both been in heterosexual relationships, unfortunately. Who knows, we might be dating. But yeah, we're going to sort of get into relationships in a small way.
Relationships don't mean guy and girl.
Yeah. We want to make that clear.
Yeah,
We're just
that's
sort of
not what
talking
relationships mean. It doesn't mean, that romantic.
Doesn't
That's a
always have
thing,
to
but
be.
you have relationships with your friends, and you
Mhm.
have relationships with your family, and even people that in that fine line of you know them, but you're not friends. Like your boss, you still have a relationship with
Yeah.
them.
No, I don't. I quit.
Okay, I
do.
Sarah is unemployed. Hire her today.
If you're the Taco Bell manager at the Casas Pizza, I am in a different country. I did not lie to you. I'm in Bora Bora right now. Hey. Hey, girlfriend. I did move
Anyway,
away.
relationships are.
Can't step foot
It's
there.
not just.
I'm never going back. Sorry, relationships.
Relationships.
Yeah. Don't just have to mean romantic.
Yeah.
But we were going to talk about that. But you
There's
have
different
your
kinds of
family, your
relationships.
friends. When we were in 8th grade, I think it was, we had that 7 Habits class. I didn't take much from that class except for a bit of, it was very emotional. I'll just say
It
that.
was emotional. I think
We
for
got into
some
some
of
stuff.
us, it was
Yeah.
a good bonding experience.
Yeah, we got to know each other really well.
I think it was for some of us.
Mhm.
I think it was a good bonding experience.
Yeah. One thing, let me help you out there. One thing that I got out of it though that really sort of helped me was there was sort of this map in the 7 Habits book, and it was at the center of your world is these things, and then
yes.
branching off of it were these, your friends, your family, your pets, maybe your hobbies, and at the center of it, it should be you. But a lot of the times that's not the case. So you might make
Self-love, the relationship you have with yourself.
Yeah, and so sometimes you put friends in the middle, and that's not always a good thing. I mean, I love my friends. But
I think both of us, not to speak for you, but I think we've probably both done that before
Mhm.
at points in our life. I know I have.
Last week, where we immediately put our friends before our own mental health.
Sarah and I, again, not to speak for Sarah, but
Go ahead, girl.
I know we've definitely done that in the past. It's not good, but it's definitely happened
admit
before.
it.
I think it happens to everyone. At one point, they put something in the center above themselves.
Mhm.
Don't do that.
Hey, stop it.
Don't do it.
But yeah, and that's really hard to do, especially when you're young, because I feel like you just want people to like you.
Mhm.
And I now know, as the old and seasoned woman I am, when you're young, you want everyone to like you. You want everyone to be like, oh, she's the best, he's the best, they're the best. And that's just not realistic.
No,
people
not
are people.
everyone's gonna like you.
Yeah.
Not everyone's gonna like you.
And that's their loss, but it's also people perceive you in all sorts of that terrifies me. Whoa. People perceive you in all sorts of ways, and you can't control that. We are one-minded, so it's better to just look out for yourself. Don't be selfish, but look out for yourself.
Yeah.
There have been times where friends are, in trouble, and I've given all of myself to just make sure they end up okay, and in that way I sort of damage myself.
Mhm.
That especially happens with boyfriends.
But it's not even just, that type of relationship, but it can be with anybody, like a friend, a family member, like I said.
A family member.
It can
when
happen
it's
with
bad, it's
anyone,
bad, yeah.
and you work so hard to make them okay and to solve their problem, but you forget that you're a human.
You
and
exist.
You exist.
You never forget that you exist.
It sounds ridiculous, but especially in like high stress situations, you can forget that, you have to shower and eat, and
Oh my
you
God.
go to school too.
I forget to
you have
shower all the
homework,
time.
and it's just not good for you.
Yeah, and so much is surrounding that. So much of that is because you just want to be loved, and I think, and I didn't get this before. Like, I didn't get this until like a week ago maybe, but everyone needs some sort of love, and it obviously doesn't have to be romantic love, but you have to have like a support system. And when you feel like you don't have that, that's really scary. And so you get desperate and you do things that maybe you normally wouldn't do, or you do things to harm yourself just so you can, receive that love. And I'm telling you right now, baby, whoever you are, look at me. I'm telling you right now that if you have to do backflips for these friends, or a boyfriend, a girlfriend, friend.
Cut them off.
Cut them off.
Cut them off. They are not your friend.
Float away. Simply ghost.
If they are putting all of their problems on you and expecting you to always fix it, and expecting you to put aside your problems for theirs, they are not your friend.
Because it's really give and take. Like, something that Ella and I do so well is we'll just cry together. We haven't done it in a while, but
Yeah.
we'll share in each other's feelings.
Yeah. We have a good
Yeah.
friendship where
It's
I
not a
feel
one-way
like it's
street.
yeah, it's even. Like, Sarah has her problems, and I listen to her, and I have my problems, and she listens to me. And it's not just a one-way relationship.
Yeah. And I feel like that's the case with a lot of people, where they do the most for someone, and the person they're doing the most for doesn't reciprocate that back. And
Get out of there. That is how, if you are in a relationship, listen, if you are in a relationship right now where that is happening,
our cameraman is just like backing away.
We're not
slowly.
we are not attacking. Sorry, Tommy. We are not attacking you. We're attacking everyone.
Yeah, but another side of that is like the other person isn't always the bad guy. I feel like we're sort of portraying this in sort of a black and white fashion, but it's also not always that. Like, sometimes a person literally cannot give you what you're giving them. And I feel like most people don't understand that, but if you're that person who just like is in a bad place, which I've been in like a lot of relationships, especially romantic relationships, where I cannot give anymore. Something bad that I did was like I didn't communicate that, you know what I mean? And I wish I had. This person,
Communication is key.
communication
in any
is key.
relationship.
Yeah. And like when you don't have that, like things fester and like you get mean with each other. And
But
yeah.
everyone's different too. Like you were
Yeah.
saying, some people give a lot, and some people just can't reach that point, which is okay, but that just means that maybe, that's not the right people
That's
to
not
be
your
together.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like so many people get frustrated with relationships, friendships, romantic relationships, whatever,
anything.
family relationships, because you don't get what you gave, or maybe it ends and you feel like you've wasted your time. I promise you did not. Something that my brother told me, he's not dead. I don't know why I did that.
I was like, did I miss something?
Did I miss an episode? He's not dead. I don't know why I did that. He's fine. Hey, Stefan.
If he just clicked out.
He's like, what the hell, Sarah? But anyway, my brother, wisest man I know, he always tells me, Because when I broke up with like my first boyfriend, I was like, I feel like I wasted so much time. Like, what was I doing there? And he was like, you didn't waste any time because you learned a lot about yourself. You know what you want now and what you maybe don't want. And he probably knows that too. And I was like, that's such a good way of looking at it, because you're not going to be perfect for every person, whether it's a friend or a romantic relationship. But you can like take something away from it, and I'm a different person now, and he probably is too. So
you have to have relationships that end and fail to know what you want and to build better relationships with people along the way.
Sheesh. That's wise.
I just came up with it.
I just came up with this, Ella the wise. But yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and having those relationships really makes you love yourself, because like no matter what support system you have, whenever a relationship ends, you're going through that alone, because no one knows how it feels. Like they can't truly know how that feels, because it's an isolated incident. So like in that moment, you either have to be like, am I going to drown in this like pain, or am I going to like lift myself up, say, okay, what can we learn from that, and sort of be like, let me just love myself. All right, before we continue, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break, and join us back. What did you do for yourself today? Whether it's a spa day or just blowing off some steam. So now that we've learned how to love ourselves a bit, we have a special surprise for everyone.
Tim and Alan.
Tim and Alan, our crew members, our favorite crewmen, are going to take to the streets and ask some questions about the topics we've talked about today.
They might harass some people. I'm a little bit worried.
I'm a little bit excited.
Might get a phone call saying, come get your crewmen.
We're not going to pick up the phone then.
We won't. All right, Tim and Alan.
Take it away, guys.
I'm Tim Relish.
I'm Alan Spaghetti.
And this is
Tim and Alan Take to the Streets. Did we get that right?
Yeah.
Alright. You first. Oh, those boys look scary. I don't want to do that. Alright. You want it? Let's go over to these girls right here. Here we go. Alright. Alright. You girls. Hey girls. Can we ask you a question? Can we ask you a question, my girl?
Who wants one question? Alright. Question one or question two? Question one. Alright. Have you been nice to a woman today? Yes. Yes? Good.
Which woman was that? Was it your mother? Because if it was your mother, it doesn't count. Nice.
Good.
That's a hard one.
Good.
Hey, do you think Justin Bieber's a good person?
No clue. Good answer.
I think he's a lesbian. Alright, let's move on. Peace out.
Thanks, guys.
Peace and love. Alright, let's move on. Let's run.
We're running.
Hey boys. Can you ask me a question real quick?
No.
Not me. You got a question? Yeah. Okay.
Who won? Okay, question 1, 2, or 3?
Are we picking numbers now? It's
Two.
random.
All right.
All right.
Do you think Justin Bieber's a good person?
Yeah. What about you, No. Right. What about you, glasses? Oh yeah, we should ask her a different
You get a different question. You're special.
Do you think aliens exist?
Yes, 100%.
I don't know that.
Where do you think they are?
Somewhere in space, because
Hello? Are they up there right now? Are they watching us?
I don't know if they're watching us.
Yes, everything's been compromised. Alright. Thank you, boys. Thank you. Who are you? Can we ask you a question? Alright. What question should we ask him? Have you been nice to a woman today? You don't even tell us. You've been nice to a woman today? Was it your mother? Your mother. Do better. Come on, do better. Good job. Alright, let's go. We're running. We gotta go this way, or we gonna ask them questions? Are we scared of those kids? I'm a little scared of those boys. Let's go. Alright. out of the streets, so we gotta be very classy, very careful. Alright. Hello. Alright, how's your dinner? Good? Good? Who wants to answer a question? No one?
I think Renee does.
Two. Alright. Do you think Justin Bieber's a good person?
Hell no.
A woman who knows what she wants. Miss. Let me ask you a question. Do you believe in aliens? Look at this girl. Where are they then?
Outer space.
Where's outer space? Around us?
Yes.
Oh, well.
What do you think they look like?
You think they're clowns? You think they're little green men? I don't believe this. You.
Alright.
I got water.
Like a big guy?
I do.
Were you nice to a woman today?
Yeah, I was. My sister, you know?
That doesn't
school.
count. Not good enough in the family. Doesn't count. Hey. Do you think Justin Bieber's a good person? There's a first time for everything. And you right there. What question are we gonna ask this kid? He looks a little Polish. I don't know about that.
Are you Polish?
No.
Alright, that wasn't the question.
Really? You're not?
We gotta.
I am.
He's the only
Yeah,
Alright.
Oh my god.
Are you
Guys, we knew it.
Are you okay?
Not usually, no.
Alright. And why would you? What's wrong?
I have parental issues. Everything's a problem.
Yeah. What is your recipe to self-love?
Okay, so you are, in asking that question, assuming that I have one, and I'm not sure that I do. And so your question serves as almost a wake-up call, right? Maybe we all do need a recipe for self-love. You hear people talk about self-care a lot. What are the things you're doing to keep yourself healthy and well-adjusted, keep your mental acuity sharp? And the things that commonly go on that list are not things that I'm super diligent about keeping up with. The things that I do that make me feel safe and whole are really the things that I do for other people. When I have the presence of mind to do something nice and unexpected for my partner, or spend time with my kids, those are the times when I feel most refreshed and invigorated. So I guess my sense of self-love grows only out of the love that I aim at other people. And when that lands, and I can sort of bask in that glow that I made a difference in somebody's day, then I can appreciate myself and stand in my own company. But otherwise, I spend a lot of time beating myself up. And I do try to be mindful of that and to tell myself to cut it out, but it's hard sometimes. And I imagine that that's something that you've heard from other people.
Alright, well this has been Tim and Alan Take to the Streets.
Join us next time for some more questions.
Or not. We might get fired.
We might get sued.
Oh man, if we got sued.
Man,
That would be bad for me and my kids.
I can run faster than him, don't worry.
What? Alright. That's all.
See you next time.
Back to Sarah and Ella in the studio. Woo! That was sweet. That was cute. That was a cute one.
Are you crying?
Yeah. We just watched that just now.
Oh, Tim and Alan.
They're my favorites.
We might get a lawsuit.
Well, before we say goodbye, we've got the fan mail of the week. And guys, if you would like to talk to us, ask us for a little bit of advice, just,
Or
give
just
us...
tell us how much you love us.
Yes, if you just want to...
Anything.
I know some people are in love with us now. Like, it's scary.
We're so popular.
2 views this gets. It gets 2 views. We're like...
2 views and 10 dislikes. They didn't even watch it. They just...
They saw our faces and they were...
down.
They saw our faces and they were just like, you know what? No.
No, not them.
But yeah, if you want to send us some fan mail, go to our Instagram and DM us. We would love that. But this is the fan mail of the week. Ella has not seen this yet.
I have not seen it.
So
I'm
here you
a little
go,
scared.
babe. Here you go. Read it out loud. Don't even think about it, just go.
Okay. Dear We Are Not The Ones talk show.
OMG, that's us.
Big fan of the show. I've been following your journey. Anyway, I heard Ella only has 9 toes, so I wanted to donate one of mine. Question, how do I mail toes? Do you have a P.O. box? How viable are toes after you put them in pickle juice? Much love, Kanye West, J.K. Sam Kroll.
Oh, that's sweet. That's really sweet.
Well, first of all, I do not want your toe. Second of all, I have all 10 toes. That's just
Can we get a close-up? Don't.
No, we cannot. This is not wiki. We do not have a P.O. box, and now we will not be getting one, thanks to you.
Oh, man.
Kanye West, J.K. Sam Kroll.
All right. So, that's the end of our first episode. Cheers to that, my friends. Clank. All right. Join us next time, if we have the energy.
And if we get that far.
Yep. And always remember, we are not the ones. Arrivederci.